श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जाय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर शत शिशिमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत श्रील घोर किशोरदास बाबाजी महाराज की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्रील जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानुग कोरिया गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्रील बलदेव विभूषण प्रभु की जय। श्रील विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर की जय। श्री नरोत्तम श्रीनिवास श्यामानंद प्रभु त्राय की जय। श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोसाई भार की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नामचय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौरमंडल ब्रजमंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदत्त गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंग देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माय की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। जय श्री नामचय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। श्री हरिनाम चिंतामणि की जय। श्री सच्चिदानंद गौर हरि की जय। जय श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। वंदेहम श्री गुरु श्रीयुतापरकमलं श्री गुरु वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वृन्दाय तुलसीदेवाय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रददेवी सत्यवताय नमो नमः। भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम Rama Rama Hare Hare. Namo Bhaktivinodaya Saccidānanda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate. Jai Shri Saccidānanda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, Chatamai Mataji, Champak Mataji, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, and on YouTube and Facebook. I see Raseshwari Mataji, Ganga Mataji. Is that Pramila Didi? I can't tell. Could you it says I pre max 2454. Anyways, whoever you are, Dandavat Pranams. Also Amit Dandekar, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams. I'm guessing Indira Mataji is there. And there all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jayadev Prabhu, Krishna Rose, Indira Ananda Pradayini, and Vrinda Didi, Dandavat Pranams. All right, so we are continuing our reading of Sri Harināma-cintāmaṇi, the 12th chapter on the topic of attention, inattention as an offense to the holy name. All right. We said prema. Okay, Hare Krishna, prema Didi. So yesterday we read about Srila Haridas Thakur. So as we know, the 10 offenses can be categorized in two different ways. And in the way that it's done in Harināma-cintāmaṇi, Srila Sanatana Goswami, he explains how you can combine Arthavad and Harinamni Kalpanam. You could make that one offense, like combine them to make them one offense. And then towards the end, like there's a verse in Padma Puran, it explains how, I think it's the 8th offense, how that person who equates performing yagyas and pious activities, charity, austerities, and all these different things, they consider that to be equal to chanting the holy name. And then in that verse, at the end of that verse, the word Pramāda comes. And Srila Sanatana Goswami, well, usually people just consider Pramāda as being part of that offense. But Srila Sanatana Goswami says that we can make that its own offense. And then it becomes the 9th offense. And then he explains that you can take that word Pramāda to mean anavadhana, which means a lack of attentiveness. Inattention. So Pramāda can mean inattention. And we read yesterday that this inattention is the source of all other anarthas. And it's so serious that even if one avoids committing all the other Nāmāparādhas, you're refraining from committing the other 9 offenses to the holy name, but still just this one offense to the holy name will make it that prema will never awaken within you. You'll never get taste for Harinam. And so until we've reached, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that until we've reached that, until there's no deep spiritual attraction, there's no anurag for our chanting, until that awakens, then we must chant with careful effort. He uses that word jatana. Jatana means careful effort, means within, yeah. And what was, anyways, okay. And so then he explains that there are 3 types of inattention, 3 types of pramād or anavadhan. So the first is odasinya, which means indifference. The second is jadya, or laziness. And the third is vikshep, or distraction. So Odasinya, jadya, and vikshep. That is indifference, laziness, and distraction. And so the first one, Odasinya, indifference. This is when the person chanting Harinam, he has no real ruchi, or taste, and no nishta, no what's the word, like firmness, fortitude. And even though he's chanting japa every day, chanting his rounds every day, the mind is not absorbed. And it wanders from this thing to that thing, to this thing, to that thing. And so then Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura explains how we can overcome it. Well, he explains in all three of these, he says that the essential thing throughout all three of these is sadhu sangha, to be in the association of devotees. And he also says to be in a secluded place. And we hear from our Param Gurudev, Śrīla Bhakti, Nityalila Pravishya Srimad Śrīla Bhakti Vigyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. He explains in his Upadeshavali, which is in the back of the songbook, that real solitude means to be in the company of devotees. But yeah, we have to set ourselves up. Before we chant, we should make sure that we are in a place without any distractions, and there's no, and it's a quiet, undisturbed place. And he says that we should sit near Tulsi, and in a lila stan, a lila stan of Krishna, a pastime place of Krishna. And you can also be in a pastime place of Krishna by offering pranams to Giriraj Govardhan, by singing the Vrindadevashtakam, the Vrindavanashtakam, Govardhanashtakam, Yamunashtakam, all these different stotrams and ashtakams and pranam mantras. We can be in the mindset that offer prayers to these places, and then we, in our consciousness, we can be in these holy places. And then he says that, and we can also cover the senses. So he said that you can sit in a closed room, no distractions, and you could even block out external distractions by covering the eyes with a piece of cloth or something, so that you can't look anywhere or get distracted by anybody or anything. And so by these methods, then the minds will gradually, over time, will start to become fixed. And so that's how we overcome this odasinya, this indifference. So then the second one was jadya. So jadya, this is the second type of inattentiveness. This is due to laziness or lethargy and having an idle mind. So the main symptom of this jadya, of this laziness, is wanting to just rush through your chanting and get it done so that you can move on to whatever else you want to do. And so your chanting, the whole purpose of your chanting is just so that you can get the numbers done, and then you can get on to what you really want to do. But actually, that's completely backwards. It should be that everything we do is so that we can free ourselves up, so that we can chant. That is the main important activity, right? So, but yeah, this jadya, he says, shigra viram. That means to finish as quickly as possible, making an end of it. So then he explains how to overcome it is by sadhu sangha again, which it goes through for all of them. That's always the most important. And then he explains how what is it, the 10 symptoms of someone who has bhav? There's one of them is avyartha kalatva. That means not wasting time. So there's so many different things that we do to waste time. For me, one of the biggest ones is watching YouTube. But everybody has their form of wasting time. So we have to make sure that we don't waste our time and that we use our time to free ourselves to chant. And there should be some utsaha, some enthusiasm. And yeah. Let me just look really quick. Okay. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that we must observe the character of a sadhu whose defining quality is that they do not waste a single moment in frivolous activities. So we should look to the example of real sadhus and get inspiration by that. When we hear about the activities and pastimes of real sadhus and we see their character, we observe their character, then we get some enthusiasm. And that enthusiasm leads to having great determination. And and this all comes from the sadhu's mercy, this determination. So that's what drives away all ajadya, this laziness. And then the third type of inattentiveness is vikshep, or distraction. And this distraction is caused by the mind's actively being pulled toward all different types of worldly attachments. And this one is the most difficult to overcome, all our worldly attachments that we have. But we must endeavor, bahu jatne, with much great effort. We have to make a great effort. It's not just going to go away automatically. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains 5 different residences for this distraction. So there's kanak, that's gold or wealth, wanting material possessions. There's kamini, that's women, or for women, that's men. So this sexual desire and wanting to be with the opposite sex. Then this pratishdasha. Pratishta means, asha means this desire or hope for getting recognition, wanting prestige, fame, wanting position. So that's pratishdasha. And jai parajai, that's thoughts of victory and defeat. And shatya vritti, that's having a deceitful mentality. And so how can we overcome that? So he says Vaishnav achar, by Vaishnav conduct. One must strictly and consciously follow the pure conduct of a Vaishnav. And also, he mentions Hari Din. That means the days of Hari, the different Hari Bol Rohini Nandan Prabhu. But yeah, all the special days on our Vaishnav calendar. These days will give us an extra boost so that we can overcome this distraction and be able to focus our minds. It will give us and because on these days, like Akadashi, different appearance days and disappearance days of Vaishnavas like that, there's a special potency in these days. And on these days, we make a special effort to give up all thoughts of sense and enjoyment. And we try to chant extra on these days. And then these personalities give us their mercy. Their mercy is very accessible on these days. And also he says that we must immerse our minds in the Mahotsav, the great festival of Harikatha, in a holy place with Haridas, in Harikshetra with Haridas. So there's Hari Din, the days of Hari, and we immerse our minds in the Mahotsav of Harikatha and Harikshetra with Haridas. Hari Din, Harikatha. see you all tomorrow. Continue going through the 12th chapter of Harināma-cintāmaṇi. Dandavat pranams, everybody. Haribo. The power just came back. Um, so I guess I can do this now. Wow, there's still people here. I can't believe it. All right. Okay, so where did we leave off? Can't believe everybody's still here. I tried to end the video and then my internet wasn't even fast enough to do that. And then now all of a sudden the power came back. Okay. Um, what am I looking for? Agraha. Agraha. Yeah. So this is where we left off yesterday. And Dandavat pranams Nidhi Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji. I'm not sure if you heard me before, but I was saying I hope you've had a smooth journey and are nicely settled back home. Okay. So Agraha. Sankalpita Nama Sankhya. I don't know where it cut off actually when I was reading before. Anyhow. well, we can review everything tomorrow as well. So Sankalpita Nama Sankhya Purna Kori Bare Na Hoy Ajatna Name Dekhi Bare Bare. I see again and again that in order to complete one's vowed number of names, one must not be careless in chanting the name. One must not be careless, ajatna, in chanting the name. Then Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, those who are afflicted by inattention in the form of vikship try to finish their prescribed number of names as quickly as possible. One must not be careless. Rather, one must again and again maintain caution in performing one's nam sadhan. Satarka hoya kori nama sankirtan, Pramāda chariya kori namer bhajan. May I perform nam sankirtan with great care. May I abandon pramād, this inattentiveness, and perform the bhajan of the name. Sankhyadik sprihachari ekagra manase nirantara kori nam tava kripa bole. May I abandon the desire simply to chant more, and instead, with a one-pointed mind, incessantly chant the name by the power of your mercy alone. That's an interesting one, huh? Sankhyadik sprihachari. May I abandon the desire simply to chant more, and instead, nirantar korinam tava kripa bole, and instead incessantly chant the name by the power of your mercy. Then Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that increasing the number of names means one should try to chant the syllables of the name clearly and with bhav, with feeling. It is proper to make this kind of endeavor. So not just that we're trying to make some big number, but no, the main thing is that we're focused not on the quantity, but the quality. And if we're focused on the quality, then the quantity will automatically arise. But if we just try to increase the quantity, that's actually not a good thing. E kripa koro prabhu namete pramad na badhe amar chitte nama rasaswad. O Lord, please grant me this mercy. May inattention, may pramad to the name never obstruct my heart from relishing the ras of the name. And now, prakriya, the method. Ekagra manase nirjane te swalpakhan nama smriti abhyasa koribe bhaktajan. For a short time, in a secluded place, a devotee should practice remembering the name with a one-pointed mind. Swalpakhan, for a short time, in a secluded place. So we start from, and this other translation says, one should spend a little time alone and practice meditating upon the name with single-minded attention. Ataiva spashtanam bhava lagna mane sada hoy e prarthana tomar charane. Therefore, this is my constant prayer at your feet. May the name always be manifest clearly, spashta, in my mind, along with its bhav. This other translation says, thus, one will be able to chant the name clearly and with feeling within one's mind. This is my constant prayer at your feet. Apana jatnete keho Apana jatnete keho nahi pare, tomar prasada vina e bhava sangsare. In this world of birth and death, no one can succeed by their own effort alone without your mercy. So yeah, by one's own endeavors, No one will in this world of birth and death can overcome distraction without your mercy. Then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that no jiva can overcome pramāda by his own effort. However, by your mercy, it becomes easy. Therefore, in all endeavors, it is necessary to pray fervently for your mercy. And that's why these songs these in the songbook and the Gaudiya Giti Guchha and all these songs by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and they're essential for being able to overcome this inattentiveness. Right? What does he say? He says, no jiva can overcome pramāda by his own effort. However, by your mercy, it becomes easy. Therefore, in all endeavors, it is necessary to pray fervently for your mercy. Jatna grahir avashyakta. Nishkapat nam grahane taha avashya thake natuva aparadha. The necessity of eager effort. This is always present in sincere chanting. Otherwise, it is an offense. Okay. Jatna kori kripa magi vyakula antare. Tumi kripa moy kripa koro atapare. I shall endeavor to beg for your mercy with a desperate heart. You are all merciful. You are kripa moy. Therefore, please bestow your mercy upon me. Tava kripa labhe jadi na kori jatana. Tabe ami bhagyahina he Saccidānanda. O Saccidānanda, if I do not make the effort, the jatna, to obtain your mercy, then I am truly the most unfortunate. I am bhagyahin. Harināma-cintāmaṇi alankar jar. Haridasa padajuga bharasa tahar. He whose ornament is this Harināma-cintāmaṇi finds his sole refuge in the two lotus feet of Haridas Ṭhākura. All right, so that's the end of chapter 12. I thought maybe we can sing one of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's prayers now to Harinam. Let me open this up. There's a beautiful song, Krishna Nam Dhare Kotobal. But yeah, if we really want to overcome this inattention, then these prayers are essential. And there's so many of them. Let's see. Krishna Nam Dhare Kotobal. Here. But yeah, it's not going to happen without making an effort. We can't just pick up our beads and chant without any prayers, any setting ourselves up in any way, and just expect that over time we're all of a sudden going to get taste. But no, we have to actually follow these methods that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is sharing, giving us. So this is the last song in Sharanagati. This is the very last song. Krishna Nam Dhare Kotobal. What strength Krishna's name contains. Krishna Nam Dhare Kotobal. Krishna Nam Dhare Kotobal. I'll read the translation and then sing the verse. Read the translation, sing the verse like that. So my soul burns endlessly in my blazing hankering for the objects of the senses. Into that sun-scorched desert of my heart, through the passages of my ears, Krishna's name rains down inimitable nectar. Vishaya vasana nale Mora chitta sada jwale Ravi tapta marubhumi sama karnarandra patha diya hriday maje praveshiya varishay sudha anupam. He speaks from my heart, moves to the tip of my tongue, and dances there incessantly as sounds vibration. My voice chokes in my throat, my limbs tremble fiercely, and I cannot keep my feet still. হৃদয় হইতে বলে জীবারা অগ্রেতে চলে শব্দরূপে নাচে অনুক্ষণা কণ্ঠে মোর ভঙ্গে স্বর অঙ্গ কাঁপে থরথর স্থির হইতে না পারে চরণা. Streams fall from my eyes, my limbs perspire, my skin horripilates, and my complexion flushes and pales as my mind loses consciousness, devastation looming. My whole body is thus racked by ecstatic emotion, bhav. চক্রে ধারা দেহে ঘর্ম পুলকিত সব চর্ম বিবর্ণ হইল কলেবর মূর্ছিত হইল মান প্রলয়ের আগমন ভাবে সর্বদেহ জর জর ভাবে সর্বদেহ জর জর Krishna naam dhare কত বল Krishna naam dhare কত বল. While wreaking such havoc, Shri Krishna's name pours forth torrents of nectar upon my soul, drowning me in an ocean of pure love. He has not allowed me to make sense of anything. He has made me a madman and stolen my heart and wealth. He's not allowed me to make sense of anything. Kori kori eka upadrava chitte varshe sudhadrava more dare premer sagare kichu na bhujite dilo more to batula koilo mor chitta bitta sabahare. Such is the behavior of the person I have taken shelter of. I cannot articulate it all. Krishna's name does as he pleases. Whatever pleases him is all the happiness I require. Loinu ashaya jar heno vyavaharatar varnite na pare esakal. Krishna naam ichamoy jahe jahe sukhi hoy সেই মোর সুখের সম্বল সেই মোর সুখের সম্বল. Krishna's name is both the bud of pure love and the abode of astonishing ras. Sri Nam displays such prowess that as he again manifests only slightly, he exhibits his form and qualities, and then steals my heart away, taking it to Krishna. প্রেমের কলিকা নাম অদ্ভুত রসের ধাম হেন বল করো এ প্রকাশ ঈষৎ বিকশি পুনঃ দেখায় নিজ রূপ গুণ চিত্ত হারিল কৃষ্ণ পাশ. When Krishna's name blossoms fully in my heart, that name takes me to Vraj to show me his own transcendental pastimes. Granting me a spiritually perfect body, a Siddha Deha, he places me at Krishna's side and destroys this body. And see, from when we chant Nam, when we really endeavor to chant Nam seriously, and we're praying like this, Then first he manifests only slightly, but then he exhibits his form, his qualities, and then steals his heart away, taking him to Krishna. And then finally, Krishna's name blossoms fully. And then he takes us to Vraj and shows his own transcendental pastimes. So it's Nam, Rup, Gun, and then finally Leela. And then granting me a spiritually perfect, a Siddha Deha. He places me at Krishna's side and destroys this body. Purna vikashita hoya, vraje mora jaya doya, dekhai more swarupa vilas. More siddha deha diya, Krishna pashe rakhe giya, e dehera kore sarvanash. Krishna's name is a touchstone, the mine of all ras. It is eternally free and full of pure ras. By the strength of Krishna's name, all obstacles, in other words, all offenses to the holy name are removed. That is when my joy arises. A Krishna Nāmācintāmaṇi, Akhila rase rakhani, Nitya mukta shuddha rasamoy. Namera balai jato, sabaloye hoy hato, tabe mor sukher udoy. Tabe mor sukher udoy. Tabe mor sukher udoy. Krishna nam ধরে কত বন, কৃষ্ণ নাম ধরে কত বন। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Oh Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Saccidānanda Gaur Hari ki Jai, Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki Jai, Jai Shri Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Shri Param Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki Jai, Jai Shri Saccidānanda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki Jai, Shri Harināma-cintāmaṇi ki Jai, Jai Shri Nāmāparādha Shri Haridas Ṭhākura ki Jai, Shri Saccidānanda Gaur Hari ki Jai, Jai Shri Kshetra Mandala, Gora Mandala, Vraja Mandala, Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki Jai, Sarva Abhishta Pradakta Giriraj Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Radha Kund Shama Kund ki Jai, Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki Jai, Jai Swaparshaji Gaur Hari ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopigan ki Jai, Shri Harināma-cintāmaṇi ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Vrindai Tulsidevai Priyaya Keshavascha Krishna Bhakti Padadevi Sattvatai Namo Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams Nri Hari Prabhu and Bhavatarani Mataji, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Chatamai Mataji, and all the devotees. Let's see on YouTube and Facebook. I think I lost all the comments and everything. Ah, dang it. I can't see who's there anymore because the internet went and everything shut down. But let's see if I can do it from memory. I remember Seshri Mataji is there. Mandira Mataji, Vidyalala Sadidi, Rohini Nandan Prabhu. There's Prema Didi. God, I'm really sorry. But thank you. Oh, Ganga Mataji was there, I remember. And there's also all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jayadev Prabhu, Krishna Rose, Ananda Pradayani, Vrinda Didi, and everybody else. Dandavat pranams. Thank you so much for sticking with me for, I don't even know how long the internet was gone for. It was probably like 15 minutes or something like that. But somehow you guys all stayed. And yeah, very grateful. So yeah, if what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is expressing in this kirtan, Krishna Nam Dhare Kotabal. Why we don't have anybody to blame but ourselves for why this isn't happening when we're chanting the name. If we follow this process that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving us in this Harināma-cintāmaṇi, and we make an effort. We don't just stick our hands in our beads and start chanting, but we actually make sure that we don't have any distractions around, that we are in a quiet place alone, and we're sitting next to Tulsi Devi, and then we make a prayer. We consider that we're in Vrindavan. We make, we offer pranams to the Dham and have that mindset that I'm in a Dham and I'm taking shelter of Tulsi Devi and Haridas Thakur, thinking of the example of our acharyas, our Guru Varga. And then in that kind of consciousness, then we begin to chant. And we do that every day, and we do it gradually. And we're not doing it to finish some number, but we set aside a time. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains first 30 minutes, and then after an hour, and then after 2 hours, and then gradually to 1 lakh, and then ultimately 3 lakhs. But first we should, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that we should focus on the time that we set aside for seriously chanting. And we start even just with half an hour. But in that half an hour, I'm going to give it my everything. I'm going to pray sincerely and then chant. And that's how we begin. And then gradually, if we make this a daily practice, then and we are refraining, we are not committing any of the Vaishnava aparadhas, then all this that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining in this kirtan will happen automatically. Let's just I just want to show, so what is it? Yeah. I just want to read the translation once through again, because it's just so exciting. What strength Krishna's name contains. My soul burns endlessly in my blazing hankering for the objects of the senses. Into that sun-scorched desert of my heart, through the passages of my ears, Krishna's name rains down inimitable nectar. He speaks from my heart, moves to the tip of my tongue, and dances there incessantly as sound vibration. My voice chokes in my throat, my limbs tremble fiercely, and I cannot keep my feet still. Streams fall from my eyes, my limbs perspire, my skin horripilates, and my complexion flushes and pales as my mind loses consciousness, devastation looming. My whole body is thus racked by ecstatic emotion, bhav. While wreaking such havoc, Sri Krishna's name pours forth torrents of nectar upon my soul, drowning me in an ocean of pure love. He has not allowed me to make sense of anything. He has made me a madman and stolen my heart and wealth. Such is the behavior of the person I have taken shelter of. I cannot articulate it all. Krishna's name does as he pleases. Whatever pleases him, is all the happiness I require. Krishna's name is both the bud of pure love and the abode of astonishing ras. Sri Nam displays such prowess that as he again manifests only slightly, he exhibits his form, and then his qualities, and then he steals my heart away, taking it to Krishna. Then when Krishna's name blossoms fully in my heart, that name takes me to Vraj to show me his own transcendental pastimes. Granting me a spiritually perfect body, a Siddha Deha, he places me at Krishna's side and destroys this body. Krishna's name is a touchstone, the mine of all ras. It is eternally free and full of pure ras. By the strength of Krishna's name, all obstacles, all offenses to the holy name are removed, and that is when my joy arises. And this is showing the sequence also in Bhajan Rahasya that we are going through, and the Shikshashtakam, right? It like perfectly it fits with the Shikshashtakam sequence in this song. There's another kirtan to the name Bhojana Lalase Rasane Amar by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. It's based on Srila Raghunath Das Goswami's Abhishta Suchana. So Raghunath Das Goswami, he says that the name Radha is just like fresh, pleasing nectar that enchants the mind. And the name Krishna is like astonishingly sweet and thick condensed milk. O tongue tortured by thirst, mix the two together, add the fragrant ice of anurag, and continuously drink this superb beverage. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, O my tongue who longs to experience tastes, heed my words. Absorb yourself in drinking the sweet, rus-filled nectar of Rag, that is the beautiful names of the divine couple. The name Radhika is fresh, beautiful ambrosia. It is extremely sweet, utterly enchanting, and the abode of complete satisfaction. The name Krishna is astonishingly sweet, condensed milk. O greedy one, O tongue, O greedy one, with great care, blend it with the ambrosia that is Radhika's name. Add the delightfully fragrant ice of anurag and continuously drink this superb beverage, knowing what real happiness is. O tongue, no longer will you crave anything mundane, as this astonishing ras will satisfy all your desires. At the lotus feet of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, Bhaktivinoda begs for the delightful names of Radha and Krishna. Jai. So yeah, so many prayers, so many songs. And if with these songs, with these prayers, if we actually spend time with them and we pray and like we use them to pray, then our chanting won't be boring anymore. It will make everything really so juicy and delightful. And he shared all these to make it so that this process is juicy from beginning to end. Even the very beginning stages can be juicy if we spend time with these prayers. So, all right, that's our program for today. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Chatamai Mataji.
Thank you
Hari
so
Bol.
much for sharing this bhajan with us. I've never heard it before. I was looking in my older copy of Gaudiya Gita Gucci. It's not there. So
Not
thank
there.
you
It'll be in the
for
new one.
thank you for uncovering it and sharing it. It's very important to hear what he
You
has to
know,
say about the holy name.
yes. You know where you can find that one though that we sang, Krishna Nam Thore Kotobal? It's in Jaiva Dharma. I forget
Okay.
which chapter, but yeah, the full thing is in Jaiva Dharma. Yeah.
Okay. I will do that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Otherwise, I wouldn't have read these kirtans, and yeah. But yeah, this is our next program, is to go through all these kirtans of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And I think it's actually essential for making this whole process not dry and boring. And we can't pray. Our prayers are not very sincere. We don't like, I mean, just speaking for myself, I don't really want to chant. I don't really want to do all these things. And so when I pray, it's not actually because I want all these other things. And Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj explains so many times, and our Srila Gurudev would also explain, you can't have both. You can't want material things and also want Krishna at the same time. It's one or the other. And so these prayers are bringing us, so even though we don't want it, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, this is his only, he has this burning it within him. And he's given us these prayers so that we can start to, so that if we keep continuously practice singing these songs and reading these prayers, our Param Gurudev said that also you get the same benefit from singing the songs as you do from just reading. I'm sorry, you get the same songs from reading the songs as you get from singing them. So you don't need to even, it doesn't matter if you're not a Kirtaniya, if you don't know Bengali and you're like, just reading them, you get the same benefit as singing them, our Param Gurudev says. So these songs are not just meant for group programs and we sit together and but also from when we chant, they're there for us to make, and they're essential. And so, yeah, over the coming days, this is going to be our focus. Yeah, we're going to restart this Bhaktivinoda Giti Bhara. I'm almost finished with the songbook. In a couple days, like just a few days, then I'll send it to the printers and then I'll be able to give this all my energy going through these songs of Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
I look forward to more of these wonderful, wonderful poems. Just amazing. So encouraging to our practice.
Yes, and there's such a variety, like so many different types of songs. So for every circumstance, every situation, there's just like it's an ocean. So yeah. All right.
Hari Bol.
All right. Thank you, everybody. See you all tomorrow. Actually, I don't know what the program is going to be tomorrow. I might not be able to do a program. My brother is here in Govardhan. There's a retreat with my brother's Guru Maharaj is Saccidānanda Maharaj, and he's doing a japa retreat thing. And I'm going to go there today, and I might stay there. And if I stay there, I might not be able to do this program. I'll see if there's a Wi-Fi situation and all that. But yeah, so I'll let you know in the WhatsApp group what tomorrow's program is, or if there's a program. Right. So, Dandavat Pranams. See you all. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Oh, just one last time looking at seeing if I missed any comments. Okay. Dandavat Pranams, everybody. See you tomorrow or whenever.